this system of putting the string number below the note, the fret number above the note, selecting a song that you'd like to learn, one of your favorite songs, printing out a hard copy on a sheet of paper, writing down the notes of the strings and the frets by using this sheet as an example. I'd like you to practice that sheet, that song, until you can play a song without writing the strings and the frets on it. And let me say that this system works. This system is a system that I developed when I was 7 years old. It wasn't called the Guitarmore system in those days. It wasn't called anything. But my father was a guitar player, and he played by ear, did not really read music, and I wanted to learn how to read music, and I figured this system out by myself, and it's one that probably if you practice every day, probably within a week to 2 weeks, you will be able to play songs in the key of C without writing these numbers down. It's a very powerful tool. Let me also take this moment to share with you the fact that there's something called tablature, tab, which is kind of a simple way to play music without knowing how to read music. Let me discourage you from learning tablature. Let me encourage you to learn how to read music. Learning how to read music will help you become a better musician. It will help you to play music with other musicians, and it would also help you be a better player, whether you're trying to play off of a written sheet of music or if you're trying to play by ear. You know, let me, and we'll be talking about this more in future lessons, but the first note in this scale on this sheet here, the first note of that, that's called the tonic, and the last note. This is the tonic. That is the first and the last note in the scale. And I'll write that word down. Tonic. T-O-N-I-C. And that when we write a scale that is 8 notes long, that is called 1 octave. 1 octave scale. 1 octave scale. And the scales always start on a tonic and they end on a tonic. A simple song for you to remember to reinforce this learning concept is to think of the song Doe a Deer, a Female Deer. That song, that's actually a song built around the C scale. And I would say that, again, for the practicing that you're going to be involved with, find a song, learn the song, keep playing the method, keep writing the frets, and the string numbers and the frets down on the music until you start to recognize and are able to recognize those notes to play those without writing anything down. Before we shut down for this lesson, I'd like to pick up my guitar again, and I'd like to go ahead and just play that scale for you so that you can hear what it's supposed to sound like. And that's a C scale, so the fifth string, 3rd fret. The second note is the 4th string open. The 3rd note is the 4th string, 2nd fret. The 4th string, 3rd fret. The 3rd string open. The 3rd string, 2nd fret, the 2nd string open, and then the 2nd string, 1st fret. So what I've just played is I've played that first line, and I'll play it again kind of in tempo. Now you can play it starting from the back and coming down. Let me do that again. So that's the first note in the scale, and that's the last note. Those notes are 1 octave apart. Going down to the second line here, if we wanted to take that scale up, I've written that out because we're trying to get all the way up to the first string. This note would be so practice that, and we'll be back for the next lesson.